Every month, we pick one lucky commenter and subscriber from all of our unboxings, and they win a £100 OnTableTop gift card. And remember to click that little bell, because that really helps us out.
Hi everybody, it's Justin from OnTableTop. I'm joined by John.
Are you going to make me say hello again?
Yes!
Hello.
We're back for more Flames of War. This time it's the M3 Lee Tank Company.
The ugly duckling of the American armaments industry.
This is a weird half-step sort of vehicle. You know, I mean, like it's got that big cannon in the hull.
This is when they were like, we need a better tank, but Sherman's not ready yet. We're not sure what we're putting in Sherman yet. However, we do know people want 75 millimeters. Yep. So let's give them a 75 millimeter. That's great. But the 37 millimeter is still a good anti-tank gun. Is it? Yeah, apparently it is. All right, let's stick that on too. Where are we going to put it? Let's put it in the little turret on the top. Okay. What's the commander going to do? Going to aim, load, and fire that gun. Okay, what's the rest of the crew doing? Servicing the tank and servicing the 75 millimeter. Where's the radio operator go? I don't know. Where does the driver sit? Let's set him on top of the gearbox. What? Yeah, let's just weld the seat to the top of the gearbox. All right. Great success. Oh, and one other thing. What should we do it from? Because we're going to be welding Sherman together. Oh, let's just rivet it. We've riveted everything else before and it's been fine.
Honestly?
Not to detract from how solid the tank was when it first came out.
Honestly,
however, you can look back at it and laugh.
My basis for comparison for this vehicle is going to be World of Tanks. Because I remember playing through the American stuff, right? And I hated playing tank destroyers. I detested playing tank destroyers.
But the M3 trained you for that.
Yeah, but this is what it is. Because I was working through going, okay, nice, working through my mediums. What's this? What do you mean I have to turn the hull? What is this?
You should be playing War Thunder because it lets you fire both guns.
Oh.
It lets you have the 37 and the 75.
All right, well, the tank itself, lend-lease to the Soviet Union as well, which is a nice thing.
You also hated it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And on the back, we've got our built variant. So you're getting 5 in the box, plastic tank commanders, and Decal Sheet with 4 unit cards. The kit itself goes together really nicely. So you've got a couple of options, but we'll get into that when we're on the sprue. So, you see, I've already built one earlier. So, aren't I a clever duckling?
I must also point out that this tank still suffered from machine gun syndrome in the interwar period when the likes of Patton and stuff were saying, you know, we need a new tank force, and everyone was like, okay, Patton, what do you think tanks should be armed with? Machine guns. What about cannons? No, machine guns. Everything should have machine guns. The initial Sherman had like 4 machine guns on it. 2 of them mounted in the hull that pointed straight forward, that were aimed by the driver. M3 suffers from that too because it's got a cupola in the top with a 30 caliber. It's got a coaxial 30 caliber. It's got 2 more 30 calibers in the hull pointing forward like the initial Sherman. All right, what are you thinking?
Let's get on to the sprues.
Yeah, go for it.
So we've got our little plastic tank commander sprue. So I'm not sure, are these all Russian?
Yeah, they're all Russian.
Okay, so this one is specifically for your Russians.
Yes.
There is, I assume, an American and a British variant.
Yes.
And then the sprue itself is really well laid out. So lower hull, track, back of the hull, turret peg, side skirts if you want them.
Yep.
You've got the little 30 cal open and closed turret here. You've then got one of the 2 options for the hull mounted gun, because you've got the stubby one and the longer one.
You've got a standard 75, which is the M3 gun, and then you've got this longer barreled thing, which is another 75, which is a quote-unquote high-velocity 75.
You've then got this, which is the little turret gun.
Yep.
You've then got some stowage, so a little jerry can, little packs. Moving on down, you've got a canvas wrap, so if you like to throw some stowage on here, you can. You've then got a little stowage box that goes onto the back of the hull with an axe on it, and then some plain ones as well. You've actually got some spares of these, which I quite like.
Yep.
You've then got this component here, which is a piece of armor plate, which is going around
back of the upper hull.
Here of the upper hull.
Yep.
So because they know they can't get great detail on a vertical surface, they've just done it as a separate component.
Yep.
You've got another sort of cupola here without a 30 cal on it, so open and closed hatch. You've then got 2 variants for the turret.
You will not be using the larger one for a Soviet unit because that is the British Grant turret.
You've then got the cap for the main cannon. You've got the front drive and another little storage box, and this, which I'm not sure what it is.
Is another 37mm.
Okay, it's a different version of that.
Yep.
37mm. And then you've got the bottoms of your turrets there. Simples. This kit is a lot of fun to put together. The one thing I'll say is be careful whenever you're putting in the big cannon.
Was that? I thought you were about to say be careful what you wish for.
Well, I mean, like it's such a strange looking vehicle, though.
It has all the hallmarks of interwar. We're not sure what a tank should be, so we're going to try and make a tank everything.
Well, if you look, so you've got on your turret, you've got the little 30 cal on top.
Yep.
The 37mm.
Yep.
And then the 75 down here.
Yep.
The bit I'm saying be careful of is you see the cap that covers this. I've just about managed to glue this so that I can still move the gun.
Yep.
I know it's not something huge, but it's something I like to do on vehicles when I can. Overall, very nice vehicle.
Yep.
You also get your Decal Sheet and cards in there, but we've grabbed the 4th edition one from the deck.
So,
points wise,
these are a little pricey.
Okay.
So 5, which is the smallest unit you can take, is 14 points.
Ooh.
Now, to be fair, you do have the ability to pump out a lot of firepower with one of these.
Yeah.
But the unit size can go up to 10, which is 29 points.
10 of these on the field? That's not horrible.
I mean, 2 units of these, 2 10 tank units would be pretty awful to face. Yeah. So what?
Special rules?
Yeah, sorry, I'll check the special rules. So forward firing, weapon can only hit targets fully in front of the team. That'll be the 75.
Yeah.
Secondary weapon, the turret's 37mm may shoot at the same or a different target at the same time as the hull 75.
That's a nice touch to have.
It basically shows the tank can act independently. Like the commander is probably busy with something else. He'll have told the 75 gunners,
yeah, they're over there.
You have that. In the meantime, I've seen something over here. I'm going to engage myself.
Yeah.
So let me see here. This gives the 37mm rate of fire 1 and +1 to hit. So it's showing that how taxed the commander is.
Yeah, he's trying to manage 2 weapon systems.
Yeah. So he's trying to fight the tank, but at the same time, the tank is fighting him by giving him so much to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the card.
All right, so let's have a look here. Any options down the bottom? No options down the bottom.
No. This tank is straight out of the factory, good to go as is.
Yeah. It's aggressive, so it's pretty easy to be hit. They're confident, and their last stand is pretty good. Green, so the skill is 5, which is not great. Armor is 5, 4, and 1. Cross is a 4+. It's not horrendous.
It's a tall, heavy tank, though.
Yeah. Movement-wise, not bad. It's reasonably quick around the tabletop, so its tactical move is 10 inches.
Yep.
Its M3 Lee Long 75 is 28-inch range, which is pretty good. Halt at 2, moving 1. Anti-tank 10, I like. 3+ firepower. Forward firing is the only problem.
Yep.
The 37mm is also not bad at 24-inch range, 2 and 1, and then an anti-tank of 7. So any sort of medium tanks, you're going to have a fair shot at them. 4+, and a secondary weapon. The MGs, I like. 4 shots, halt it, and moving. Yep. That's pretty tasty at 16-inch range.
It's just to represent how many shots the thing can pump out.
Well, if you have 10 of these in a unit and something, an infantry unit is foolish enough to charge you in the front, there's 40 shots.
Or you assault infantry, or you line yourself up in front of infantry to goad them on. Yeah. So you're pumping out a lot of hurt.
Yeah, if you need something that's going to sit and defend, anything with a rate of fire 4 is great in this game.
Yeah.
As soon as they're charging and you get those 5 hits on them, that puts them to pin, doesn't it? If I remember correctly. It's been a while.
It has been a while. We'll have to think on that one. They can tell us in the comments.
If I'm wrong, I think the threshold is 5, and it's bad for infantry. Drop below. Overall, I would say, yeah, I could quite happily add some of these to a Soviet force. They're not ridiculously expensive, but at the same time, 29 points is a fair chunk of your force. I mean, like, whenever we were doing the boot camp, we were running like 50-point forces. I think the average is 100, 150 for a match.
Yep.
So that's nearly a third of your force sunk into this. But you're getting enough for it.
Yeah. And historically, this tank is significant because it was one of the bigger exports that the Americans made just prior to the Sherman.
Yeah.
But the only country to really enjoy using this thing, as far as I'm aware, is the British.
Really?
Because they
had the Grant,
which
is
got
just a rename, isn't it?
It's a rename, but it's also replacing the turret on the top. So it still had a 37mm, but it had a bit more space in it for a second crew member up there.
I see.
So the commander wasn't freaking out having to service a 37mm, a 30 caliber, then tell the rest of the crew what he's doing.
Yeah.
So Yeah, they're an okay tank. They've become a bit of a meme in the last few years. A lot of people look back at it and go, "Are you sure about that?" The other place they worked really well was Asia.
Really?
They fought really well against the Japanese because the Japanese didn't have armor worth a damn. There you go.
All right, everybody, I tell you what, drop your comments in below. What would you do with the M3 Lee? Would you add it to your British, your American, or your Soviet forces? Myself and John will move on. We'll see you again soon.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.